Hello, YouTube, and happy Brew Day. It's that time of year again in EverQuest 2. Brew Day runs from March 5th through the 16th, and there is a ton of stuff to do. So let's get started. First, we're going to take a look at a letter in the mail from Mr. Stonecrusher. And it says, make this Brew Day festival a memorable one. Use a magical keg we've opened near your city to enter the festival's official brew house, the Bar of Brell. I invite you in to grab a stein of ale while the burglars entertain. While you're here, maybe you'll help me figure out what's causing all the ruckus below the bar. If not, well, ye also find items to craft, adventures and rewards, both new and familiar. Of course, there's plenty of activity outside the bar too. There's news of goblins stirring trouble in Butcher Block and the Enchanted Lands. And if you find yourself crawling through other bars and drinking holes, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for special items of interest to collect. Now there are, what, 6 of these that I'm headed for, and I'm circling it here. This is the Bar of Brell, and there are 6 of these. I am in New Hallis, and this is the one in New Hallis. There's one in Antonica, near Kinos. There is one in Greater Faydark, near where they do where they hold the festivals, the Kellyfin festivals, which is near the where the Elf building is. There is one in Common Lands, one in Gorwin, and one, or near Gorwin, and one near Freeport. And since I don't play on those sides, I can't tell you where exactly they are. So sorry. So let's go in. Gotta pause during the. Okay, and here we are in the Bar of Brell. And yeah. Here are the burglars entertaining. And I'm just gonna start because there are a ton of quests in here, and most of the quests you actually pick up in here. There are a few outside of here, but most of them you pick up in here. And we're just gonna start with this guy, and I'm gonna wheel in so you get an up close and personal type of feel. As we start with Mr. Gillen Rockbreath, and some of these have interesting first names and their last names are easier to pronounce, so for the most part I'll probably just go with their last name. And here we go. So grab yourself a pint and enjoy the day. Who knows, you just might find a pretty young thing to grapple with, love that, by the end of it. And it's like, I can do sounds like a great idea, or now I know what you hold dear. So I'm gonna go with sounds like a great idea. You bet. Whoa, speak of the demon, she is a looker. Be still, me hammering heart. What minds has she been hiding in all me life? And it's like, who are you talking about? That vision of perfection over yonder, the amber hair beauty, that's who. And if you can see behind the chair, you'll see a yellow frog lock. And I'll just show you more closely when I walk by there. But there's a yellow frog lock behind that chair. So I say, there's no such person. And he's like, what? Me eyes are keen and I ain't drunk enough to see what ain't there. Oh, wait one God's forsaken moment. What? Do you see anyone over yonder standing in the corner? It's like, I do, right there. There's a yellow froglock girl there. Don't you talk about me love like that. And it's like, no really, dude, it's a froglock. Ah, damn gnome gadgetry. You can never trust them. I should just be thankful that them goggles didn't simply blow up in me face. Especially while I was enjoying those gorgeous ladies abroad. Gillen? If you were wearing them then, and the goggles are making a frog lock appear attractive to you now. Oh, blessed Brell. Whack. What if those ladies weren't as lovely as I thought? But I can't show me face around them again if they be hideous. You can do it for me. It's like, do what? And I'm going to interrupt this conversation to show you what you can get. You will automatically get the improved ale goggles, which you need, by the way, in order to do the crafting for the game. You put on the glasses and then you can walk around and see the Brewfest gardens that are about, and you harvest them. So they're basically harvesting notes, but you can only see them with the ale goggles. So we will do that when we're done here. One of the many things we'll do. You can also choose a paramorph wand. So you can have your combat pet look like that. You can also choose to get a charm that'll turn you into a minotaur. You can get the Stone Jug of Kaladin. That's a house item. Stone Stein of Kaladin. Another house item. Stone Brocade of Kaladin. Another house item. I have this one, and I think I might have the Stone Stein. I have this one in an alt. It's large. It's not humongous. I kind of like it, actually. I don't know if I'll get it again. And then you can choose to get 8 beer tokens. So, what we really want are the beer goggles. So go back and find each lass and let me know if they be hot or not. Take the goggles and be sure you find the exact filly I saw. Tell them whatever you will, but don't you dare say that you're checking them out for me. It's like, I won't let you down, Gillen. Granted, I'd like to just for the humor, but but the game won't let me. Trust me. Okay, next up is Mr. Rassel Ale Chaser.
Hello!
Hello! Hey you look like you know a good drink. You should help me out with something. That's like, what do you need help with besides sobriety? Or, let me guess, you need help staying on your feet. And since I'm a smart alecky Ari doll, I'm going to say, what do you need help with besides sobriety? Yeah, you're a funny one. It's Brewday. You should be a bit more respectful to your elders. Now, if you're done flapping your gums, I'll present my offer to you. And I could say, I apologize. I'll try to be more respectful in the future. Just tell me what you want, dwarf. Now again, smart alecky Ardale, so or Ardale. So I'm gonna go with, I'll try to be more respectful. Ha ha. I am the most respectificated brewer since me great grandfather's uncle's nephew, Barnaby Beer Swiller. Me old ancestor Barnaby is most famous for brewing Brell's everlasting brew. No one here believes the brew exists, but I know it does. So of course I'm like, and how can you be so sure? Of course I love this, respectificated. Barnaby passed on the recipe from Brell's hands down to our family. I have it, but finding the ingredients is just a little beyond me at the moment, being that he's drunk. If you agree to help me, I'll give you a keg of the brew. What do you say? It's like, sure, what the heck, it's brew day. What do I need to do? So again, we're gonna pause, so to speak, and go through what you can get. So I can get a lovely Brewday cloak. I can get a charm, which will heal for a certain amount, and that varies with what, it can vary depending on your level. Although it's a percentage, so whatever. I can transform into a boar fiend, another charm. I can get a house item, keg of the everlasting brew. It looks plain, but if you understand the whole Brell thing, it makes sense. A Brewday tapestry, perfect for any dwarf's home. I don't have a dwarf. Betsy plushie. which personally I think is perfect for any hobbit's home, and so my halfling has one of those. A stone burnt Brell totem, which I kind of like, but do note that if you have a carpenter, they can make these. They're not as colorful, they're just a plain color, like a plain ashy stone, but still, it's the same exact thing. And I now understand what these candles are for, although when I've seen these, it's usually not the totem, but when I've seen people wearing these things, they're basically candles. There's 4, but I digress. Or I can get 10 beer tokens, so again, I'll have to figure out what I want when I actually complete it. So that's great. It shouldn't be too hard. I have everything I need except for everything. Barley, hops, and water. I need you to get those. The barley and hops you can finagle from 2 farmers, and the water has to be a mix of pure water. I'll answer any questions you have. So, hops farmer. You can get the hops from a farmer named Prue Downers in Thundermist Village in the Thundering Steeps. He has the best hops in all of Norrath, real high quality. He's a bit of an amateur brewer himself, but the stuff he makes is akin to pig swill. He won't just give you the hops, so you must find some way to distract him and steal it. That's right, that's what all this is about. Anyway, so, yeah. Tell me about the barley farmer. So, if you think I'm a drunk, wait till you meet him. The barley farmer is a lush. He's upstairs in a private lounge. Get him drunk enough, and you can get his barley and maybe even his life savings. Ha! The bartender in the private lounge will help you. And in case you're wondering why the bartender would bother to help me, it's because the bartender's a dwarf. Just saying. And then last, about the water. We need the purest water from Antonica, the Common Lands, Thundering Steppes, and Nectarless Forest. The purest water can be found near fish. You will see it. Just keep your eyes peeled or take a little swim, and that's basically what we're going to end up doing, swimming. And make sure you get a sample from each area. Alright, so I have everything I need, and we'll be back. Next up is the bartender, Mr. Stonecrush, who is also the person that sent us the note. So let's have a little chat with him. Oi there! You hear that rocket? What? I can't hear anything over the burglar's music. He's like, downstairs, the racket. Oi, can't you hear it? It's like, no, what are you talking about? Oi, you're killing me. Can you just go down and check? I think it's coming from the cellar. Not the drunken brawlers, of course. Down below that. And it's like, what? Below the plunking drawers? No, the drunken brawlers. Below the drunken brawlers. Oh, okay, below the drunken brawlers. Got it. I'll go check it out. And I'll get 5 beer tokens for that. I can also get something else if I actually do. There's a quest down there once you get down there. And it is a repeatable. Every so many hours. Oh, I like his beard. Anyway, this is one of the collection shinies. I haven't collected any, so you're going to see that there are 9. 3 from each area, and the areas are like kind of large. So we're going to collect those as we go. So that's my first. I'm going to try and get all 3 while I'm in here, but if I don't, that's okay. And these 2 items, the one where I'm circling right now, that is, what is it, sausage and mush? Bangers and mush, and I believe the true dish is called bangers and mash. From, I think, Great Britain, but I'm not from Great Britain, so, you know. But I think that's what it is. And here, yep, we got another one. Different one. Yay. And then this recipe here, both of these are craftable once you get the ale goggles and blah, 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 blah. So this is corned beef and vegetables. So I've already made some of this stuff on an alt. Also, just as a side note, you get this bottle after completing one of the quests. I'm going to kind of hop down and show it to you. And I'll probably have to show it to you. You'll be able to see it better. There's a dwarf with a beer in its hand on the label. So it's a unique type of a thing. Okay, now we're going to go over to the next lady here. Next quest giver. and it's Vala Brew Hammer. She got some arms on her. Ooh, muscular chickie. Anyway, you definitely get carried away with what I can brew. And it's like, well, what is it that you brew? Oh, you think I'll spill me secrets? As simple as that, eh? I know how to hold me drink and me secrets. And it's like, I thought you wanted to tell me. Ha! You got a good wit about you. I'll give you that. Well, thank you. I'll tell you what. Bring me the right items and I'll brew you up a nice reward. That'll answer your question for sure. Sounds great. What do you need? I'll tell you a riddle. You gotta figure it out and get me the items. It's like, well, I'm good with riddles. Through the eyes of ale, you see it. With your hand, you pick it. It is wild, noble, golden, emerald, and godly. Interesting. Now I can tell you, and I might as well tell you now, congrats whoever got 85. Through the eyes of ale, you see it. That's with the ale goggles. So I cannot do her quest until I finish the other guy's quest to get the ale goggles. With your hand, you pick it. That's with regard to the beer gardens that'll be around, which I'll only be able to see with the goggles. It is wild, noble, golden, emerald, and godly. When you go to pick, you will get 5 types of items. I forget what the exact names are, but the first, it's wild something, noble something, golden something, emerald something, and I don't remember godly, but there are 5 different things that you'll harvest in order excuse me, to make the items for Brewday. Okay, then we have another quest rather. I'm gonna pick that up first, and I already have that. So we're gonna pull right up to this guy and move over because I saw there was somebody standing there, and talk to Teller Blackswell. Well met. Oh wow, is the room spinning for you too? And it's like, no, but if I drank as much ale as you have, I'm sure it would be. You're right about that, ha ha ha. I was on my way somewhere when the sound of intoxicated dwarven mirth called me to the bar Brell. Now where was I going? It's like, nowhere drunk. I'm in no shape to leave now, that's for sure. Hey, to the left, buddy, to the left. But maybe if I were sober, I would remember where I was going and what I was doing. It's like, well, you know, that might help. There's a wondrous tonic sold by Yurkan Al-Uiz. I know there's a joke in there, I just don't get it. Anyway, a Sarnak in Gorwin. I'll tell you, his Gorwin pepper swill always sobers me right up. And it's like, well, why not just drink some coffee? I'm sure there's some around here. It's like, coffee has never sobered me up. Probably because of how much I drink it daily, as it is. It's like, fine, I'll go get the Gorwin pepper swill. Drunken blah, blah, blah. Alright, 2 more. I'm gonna grab this guy's first, because the gnome one takes a bit more chitter chat. We got Old Dar Foambeard. Let's have a chitty chat. Well met. What brings you to this mystical watering hole? It's like, well, ale and entertainment, same as you, I'd wager. You'd win that wager for certain. Though you're gonna be disappointed if you like anything stronger than fermented river water. It's like, well, why do you say that? The amount of swill that's passed me lips over me many years is great, and what they've got here ranks among the better, I must admit. But Thurgood Ice Brew is still the best there be. Punch you in the gut and leave your head in tomorrow. It will. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Good thinking. I like the way your mind works. Get us some dwarven ale from the bartender. Alrighty, mugs of dwarven ale coming right up. So for this quest, I have the choice between, these are some nice choices actually. I can get the helm, which horns, and then on top there is a boar. I can get small Thurgood Distillery, which is nice in itself, but also happens to be a vital component if you want to make the more advanced distilleries. I've already done that on an alt, and if you